The camera used something. Or you could sing along to the shanties and it knew you were singing. Like, it was... Like, it actively used the voice controls, and that was cool. Not to mention, every now and then when the voice controls would work when you're watching something, like, Xbox, go to Netflix, something like that, that is an appeal to me. Granted, it didn't work half the time for me, and that's why my Xbox is not hooked up right now.
It's in a
that's
closet,
why it's in a
isn't
closet,
it? Yeah.
I don't give two craps, and I just hooked it. It's in the closet, literally.
Yeah.
Maybe when a good game comes out, I'll plug it back in, but right now, So, I don't know. $399? Nah, that's not really... Make it $249.99. If you came out $249.99 with the Xbox One with no Kinect and a wired controller, fucking people would flock to that shit.
Oh, yeah. There would be no stopping it. At all.
But all you did was match the PS4's price point, which is their original price point, which means all they have to do is mark their machine down to $374.99, beat you by $25, and guess what? They're back in it.
Is there any peripherals that come with the PlayStation 4 that they could do this with?
Nope.
No, it's just the straight-up system?
Yeah, they already said if you want the camera, buy it separately.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because the controller has the Kinect in itself, right?
The controller has motion and it has
the
a
motion
touchpad.
sense, yeah.
But the camera has voice commands. But the voice commands work without the camera on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You can plug a microphone into the controller and do the voice commands.
You know, when you think about it, Xbox is almost leaning towards kids more with the Kinect. That's how I think about it.
It's leaning more towards kids and home entertainment. The PlayStation's like, we're a game console. You can watch videos and stuff on here, but we're a game console first. PlayStation launched with Twitch on it. It launched with built-in downloading of your games and saves to the cloud. It launched with everything that Microsoft's like, yeah, it's coming. They're like,
all stuff they realized it was a good idea.
But you can watch
afterwards.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Dude, there wasn't a YouTube app for the first week of Xbox One.
Really?
Yeah, it came out like a week and a half later. Because I got mine, 2 days after they came out? Yeah. YouTube wasn't there for like a week or so.
All kinds of messed up. I don't know.
Enough yelling about Xbox.
Yeah, and them trying to fix themselves.
Yeah. Speaking of things that can fix itself,
IBM Labs accidentally made a super strong self-healing polymer.
did you actually read this article?
I read parts of it, and that's pretty freaking amazing. It basically, it functions like permanent Velcro almost. I mean, that would be the best way to explain that. It has, like a layered polymer, and they just rebond together. But when you think about it, that's just the start of like a whole new industry of stuff. And the polymers they were using looked kind of dense. So I'm wondering if they could almost use it as like a cartilage replacement in backs and knees and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep fixing itself. And you wouldn't have to worry about it.
So here's the little blurb from the story. Dr. Jeanette Garcia was mixing up a standard recipe for a plastic polymer at an IBM lab when she inadvertently left out an ingredient. When she probably, ingredient X or whatever it is that made the Powerpuff Girls. When she returned to the beaker later, the liquid mix had turned into a white plastic so strong it couldn't be removed with a grinder. Dr. Garcia had to smash the beaker with a hammer to get the polymer out.
Jesus.
So
that's pretty amazing. And after I didn't see that part at all because I only skimmed through it. After she smashed that, how did they find out that it was self-healing? Like, did they tear that apart and just stick it back together?
I'm reading.
Oh, okay. But, I mean, this is pretty freaking amazing. I mean, it opens up a whole huge world of stuff. And I almost wonder if, they might limit what they can do with it now because people would be able to not break their shit anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I dropped shit. What do I do? Oh, you just stick it back on there. It's good.
Since that's rigid as bone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the self-healing properties, but it says it's completely recyclable.
Wow.
Because it's completely changed by high heat. So
I wonder if it's still petroleum-based.
Probably.
So, I mean, because those are the kind of things that would limit this forward movement is how much people can make money or how much people are going to lose money on it.
Yeah.
Which is a whole bunch of crap.
But it's named the Titan family of polymers. So
nice.
That's cool.
Big, bad, and awesome. Or badass, not bad.
Big, bad, and awesome.
Yeah. Word.
Speaking of things that are big, bad, and awesome.
Flying castles!
Yay! So 3 little kids were playing around in a bouncy castle, and little Mr. Wind picked up and took the bouncy castle up into the air
with the children.
The kids luckily were ejected from the bouncy castle after only being about 15 feet off the ground. 2 of them sustained injuries. One landed on some asphalt. The other one landed on a car. And then there are photos around the internet of the bouncy castle flying up into the sky. Yeah.
It was really funny. I was watching News 13, and they did an interview with some Denver company with bouncy castles, and they're like, well, see, this could have been avoided because real bouncy castle companies do very specific training to make sure that they are a good bouncy castle.
That there are stakes in the ground?
Yeah, it's
God.
Okay, all right, yeah. So, and they were showing, like, pictures of the stakes and everything, and it's just like, okay, whatever. This is ridiculous.
I just wish I was that kid. Like, I would have held on for dear life and seen how
just
far I could fly.
Yeah.
Probably would have died, because that castle was pretty high up there. But it would have been awesome.
From the photos, it looked good, maybe 300 feet.
Yeah, 300 to 400 feet easy.
You know what, of all the stuff I looked at from
you're in a bouncy castle, as long as it doesn't pop and you come down to a land, it couldn't be that hard of a hit.
If you land on the side where it's just that thin plastic stuff.
Climb up to the top. Yeah.
You just keep running around, and then eventually it's like that big spinning ball that drunk kids get in.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you hang on to the bottom, that's going to be the weight, so it's going to land that way,
Hopefully.
in theory.
Yeah.
I mean, my experiments with gravity with G.I. Joes, plastic shopping bags, and yarn to make parachutes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the heaviest part always lands, but, whatever.
Well, yeah, you never know. I mean, Mythbusters did try to reenact the Indiana Jones falling on the inflatable raft, and that didn't go very well.
No.
So, yeah, those children are probably lucky, but that would have been a good way to go, I think.
How did your son die? Death by bouncy castle.
Yeah. How do you put that on a gravestone? I mean, no one would take it seriously.
You reached for the stars and succeeded. Love you, Mom.
That's dark! That's so dark! Jesus.
That's where he would have been. Up in the sky with Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for Sparky BuzzFeed. That's all the cool news this week. Remember, kids, tie down your bouncy castles.
And strap on for the ride. Nope! No!
Yes, and strap on for the ride. Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. We should stop talking. Holy shit.
All right, who's ready for me to rant about video games for another 20 minutes?
Chris.
Yeah. Last week.
Yay, I'm ready for me to rant.
Yeah. Last week we talked about the state of the MMO, and this week we're going to carry that on in our special segment with the state of
FPS.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or the first-person shooter. In
case you don't know what FPS stands for.
It's not frames per second all the time.
No. So, over the past year, we've seen some more of the same with first-person shooters, and we've seen some innovation with first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would say the last Call of Duty was stagnant. It was the same damn thing we're used to. Run around and shoot shit.
Yeah. I mean, they
plant claymores in special places and hope somebody runs over them.
They added a few more things, but ultimately...
dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs you can control.
The only one that I thought was really different than the most recent Call of Duty was the forest map, where you're on like that in the Asian military foundation, where there was the truck and then there was the hill kind of further up high.
Don't think I played that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you stayed on like certain game level plays though, right?
Yeah, I didn't play it because there's only certain maps or in certain game modes. I only played Team Deathmatch, Hardcore Team Deathmatch, and when that first expansion came out, I played the expansion Fun Pack.
I have not got the expansion yet.
The one with Mike Myers, the Halloween map, where Mike Myers comes out and they play the music and he like chases you around the map. With
that sounds awesome. No, I have not gotten that.
Yep.
No, I played because I did the Clan Wars. So me and my clan, we did everything we could to. Well, you're in the clan, but you didn't play very much. The clan, basically, me and Smith, we had to play all of them to try to capture it. And we got
Doug.
Oh yeah, Doug. Doug captured a lot. So,
Doug.
That was the only reason I played a lot, because normally I'm Team Deathmatch Hardcore, and that's all I play.
It really sounded like you said Team Deathmatch.
The match, the Team Deathmatch. What is that? That is actually the Manchurian Team Deathmatch?
let's pause on Call of Duty. What is the cat doing?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's pause on Call of Duty, and we'll talk about some innovation. So I'll use Titanfall as an example. You played the beta.
Mm-hmm. Well, I played the real one. I have it upstairs.
Oh, yeah, the real one? Okay, here's the real one, too.
Was
it upstairs on? Oh, your computer's upstairs now.
Yeah.
It's not in the garage.
There you go.
So, Titanfall. So you have your open world map kind of like a battlefield. That's nothing new. Different level story buildings, 3-4 story buildings. Again, nothing new. That's something that's been there. Now we're adding 5th, 6th stories that you don't necessarily need to run upstairs to get to. You don't need to
lines.
There's zip lines. You don't necessarily need to find rooftops to jump from. You have jetpacks. And the most important thing besides that huge, gigantic vertical space now is the Titan itself. So rather than just be a regular vehicle, it's more of a giant extension of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas like if you get in a tank or a jet or something like that, okay, I'm driving, this has its limitations. A Titan just acts like a giant person.
Yeah.
So
that was it.
It adds a whole different level to it. So with that, I mean, everyone's going to argue, jetpacks are nothing new. Haven't you ever played the Tribes? It's true. What? Is she growling?
Kitty, you're freaking me out.
Cat's being weird. Okay. So, I mean, people are going to argue jetpacks are nothing new. In the Tribe series, did you have jetpacks? Sure, you had jump jets. Kind of like in Titanfall.
Jump jets is an understatement.
You weren't... Yeah, you could go for a while in Tribes, but, I mean, you couldn't... It wasn't as fast-paced. Now, people tried to make it as fast-paced, but because the maps were literally so open, there was no coverage, there was no true first-person shooter quality to Tribes. It was more of just fly, shoot, fly, shoot.
Yeah, ramp down a hill and then get higher up in the air so you can land on this thing so you can just shoot everyone from way up top.
Mortar whatever you can.
Yeah.
So Titanfall's a little more skill to it, so it's definitely added a difference. But my question is that more of an improvement, more of an innovation, or is that more of just kind of it's another little trick, a little add-on to it?
I think it's a trick add-on, but at the same time, I really enjoy it. But it really isn't anything new. I mean, all they did was kind of solidify it.
Jets.
Yeah. I don't know.
The wall running in Titanfall, that's kind of cool, but...
that's what I was going to say, is Titanfall, they kind of added Assassin's Creed into a first-person shooter.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like, Halo 4 did have that vertical dimension, but not quite.
I'd say more Reach than 4.
Reach.
4 just seemed really flat to me.
I agree. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Is because it had a lot of up and down. It wasn't the same detail where you had like 4 levels to a building, and you had no idea where these freaking people were.
Yeah.
And the cool thing I liked about Titan, aside from Reach you could actually not get to a certain spot. But with Titanfall, if you could see it and you could manage to get there wasn't like a video game restriction.
Yeah, there's no vertical limit. It's anything that looks like a platform you can get on.
Yeah, if it's inside that barrier wall, you can get on it.
So, but here's another question as far as FPSs go: is Destiny's coming out soon? And Destiny is adding RPG elements to the game where you level up and you enhance your statistics and am I going to put it in strength or am I going to put it in charisma? Crap like that. That's been done before, too, with Shadowrun, which that was very lackluster and kind of weird.
Yeah, not played that one.
Yeah, we're talking 2006.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's back when the first Xbox was out, plus it was on PC. It was on games for Windows. Mm-hmm. And it was the first game that was cross-platform. If you were playing on console, you played against computer people.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I would like to own in that sort of scenario.
Yeah, so... with Shadowrun, you had spells, you had everything that way, but is adding these kind of characteristics and not just your regular, I'm level 55, so I just unlocked the Tommy gun, fear me. Now, no level 55 is necessarily the same. Mm-hmm. Is that, something that's going to be implemented more often? That you're
basically adding classes to a first-person shooter.
Yeah, so you're owning your character more so than your, just some faceless grunt that dies 20 times in Call of Duty. That's another interesting thing to look at. Is that going to change things?
Yeah. I really think it has the possibility to do so if they do it right. And the other thing is, if they do, what I was bitching about last time on WoW, where they keep... Actually, I don't think I said it on the show, but they keep resetting the freaking talent trees every time they come up with a fucking update.
Because you forget what your what you had your early talents.
Just like you get used to something and